Cullen Stanton Rutherford, perhaps one of the most well-known Templars in the world of Dragon Age. But how did this come to pass? He was born in the village of Honleith in southwestern Ferelden. Cullen was the second eldest child of 4, Mia being the oldest and Branson and Rosalie both younger. Already at the age of 8, he told them that he wanted to become a Templar. While his siblings took it playfully, Cullen went on to train. He frequently visited the chantry in Honleith and asked the Templars stationed there to teach him anything they could. The men humored the boy and taught him basic sword techniques. At the age of 13, a knight took notice of his hard work and offered him formal training. Though much older than the other recruits, Cullen quickly caught up and eventually made his final vows at the age of 18, turning into a fully recognized Templar. He was assigned to the circle at Kinloch Hold on Lake Callanhead, where we as the player can meet him for the first time. If the player created a mage, Cullen is present at the warden's harrowing, being the one assigned to kill the warden should they fail the test. Later on, it is revealed that Cullen actually had feelings for a female warden and hated the idea of having to kill her.
I would have felt terrible about it.
If the player tries to pursue relations, he turns nervous and leaves to attend other duties.
I should go.
No matter the origin, he will be present during the Broken Circle quest. There he can be found inside a magical barrier conjured by Aldred, initially dismissing the warden as yet another illusion. After calming him down, Cullen asks the warden to slay every mage inside the harrowing chamber, fearing there might be blood mages hiding amongst them. There are several rumors about Cullen's fate after the 5th Blight. None of them turn out to be true, however. We meet him again in Dragon Age 2. Gregor sent him to Kirkwall, where he was promoted to Knight Captain and second in command to Knight Commander Meredith. Just as every other person of some name and rank, he as well became a recurring associate of Hawke. Since the Broken Circle, Cullen's view on magic and mages in general have developed. He accepted his duty to the Templar Order to monitor mages and bring in apostates. However, later in the story, he confesses that Meredith leads the Order down a path he does not support, leading to him questioning his loyalty to Meredith versus his loyalty to the Templar Order. Should Bethany survive and not be taken to the Deep Roads, it is also Cullen that will bring her to the Circle. After Meredith invokes the right of annulment and Hawke sides with the Templars, he will be present while the player must decide the fate of 3 mages who surrender. If asked for his opinion, Cullen questions if it is necessary to annul the Circle, since the situation in Ferelden was much more dire, and even then they spared some mages.
The situation was far more dire in Ferelden's Circle, and yet many mages were saved.
After Meredith orders Hawke to be killed, Cullen orders her to stand down. In response, Meredith will accuse him and the remaining Templars to be blood mage thralls and attack them. If Hawke sided with the mages, Cullen will stand down after the death of the Knight Commander and allow them to leave the city peacefully. Shortly after the Kirkwall Rebellion, Cullen gathered Templars that remained and restored order in the city. This drew the attention of Seeker Cassandra Pendergast, who saw the potential in him. She recruited Cullen into the Inquisition, giving him the rank of commander and leadership of the military. Even though he suggests recruiting the Templars rather than the mages who deal with the breach, he will not oppose either approach. After sealing it, Haven comes under attack by Corypheus and his forces, depending on whom the player recruited. In a desperate attempt to stop Corypheus, Cullen suggests to bury Haven using the trebuchets until Roderick tells him about the hidden passage. The Inquisitor remains in Haven, while Cullen escorts the people to safety. After the Inquisition relocates the Skyhold, should the mages have been recruited, Cullen informs the Inquisitor that the Red Templars are led by a man named Samson, a former Templar from Kirkwall, whom Cullen has a personal history with. If pursued by the player, they and Cullen will eventually raid a shrine of Dumat, the headquarters of Samson, and Cullen will also be present when Samson is being judged, replacing Josephine. During the storyline, it is revealed that Cullen struggles with lyrium withdrawal. He stopped taking it shortly after joining the Inquisition, telling the Inquisitor that while the lyrium grants Templars their abilities, it also leashes them to the Chantry. Depending on player choice, Cullen will eventually be free of lyrium addiction, or in case you're a heartless monster, he will end up in the streets as a mad beggar. Cullen is a potential romance option in Inquisition for female inquisitors of human and elven origin. Limited to awkward flirting at first, after arriving in Skyhold it will be possible to lock him in. This will occur in perhaps one of the most adorable scenes in Dragon Age. Have a look.
It's a nice day.
What?
There was something you wished to discuss.
Cullen, I care for you, and
What's wrong?
you left the Templars, but do you trust mages? Could you think of me as anything more?
I could. I mean, I do think of you, and what I might say in this sort of situation.
What's stopping you?
You're the Inquisitor. We're at war, and you... I didn't think it was possible.
And yet I'm still here.
So you are. It seems too much to ask, but I want to.
Commander! You wanted a copy of Sister Leliana's report.
What?
Sister Leliana's report? You wanted it delivered without delay. Or to your office. Right.
Later on, he tells the Inquisitor that he had been wanting to kiss her
Longer than I should admit.
indicating that he had feelings for her even before the relationship was engaged fully. Cullen is not used to caring deeply for someone, or even loving them outright, shown by his awkwardness and inability to notice romantic approaches in the beginning. Should he romance a mage that will tell him to stop taking lyrium, he also has a dramatic change of opinion on mages themselves. He regrets his attitude towards them from the previous games, saying that,
Where I saw mages, I'm not sure I would have cared about you. The thought of that sickens me.
the big scene occurs towards the end of the game, where he will ask if the Inquisitor will accompany him on some business in Ferelden. Accepting will bring you to a lake where Cullen often went in his childhood to escape his quite noisy siblings. Although he loves them deeply, he still had to get away from them once in a while. The last time he came here was before leaving for Templar training, and his brother gave him a coin, saying that it was lucky. He asks the Inquisitor to take that coin, which can be accepted or refused. Neither option will affect the romance. During the Exalted Council in the Trespasser DLC, Cullen and his Mabari will ask the Inquisitor to marry him. If the Inquisitor is human, only Cullen will say vows during the ceremony. Elvish Inquisitors have the option to use Elvish vows as well. No matter the vows, they end up being married by Mother Giselle during the Exalted Council.